from our house, refrigerator, TV, mobile phone, laptops. These are small items. But mostly e-waste which are generated from corporate industries. When you compare e-waste generated from house versus the corporate industries, more than 70% of e-waste are generated from the corporate industry. They use number of PCs, battery items will be there, cable and wires. In your class itself you can check how many cables and wires are there. Then electronic items such as fans, examples of electronic waste. In definition, what are e-waste consists of electrical and electronics. Both combined called e-waste. The least lifespan of electronic item is your mobile phones. Warranty 1 year they give. The maximum lifespan will be 2 to 3 years. After that you will not get updates. You can have that, but the mobile will not be getting any further updates from the center. Household appliances are 42%. Refrigerator, AC, these items carries 42%. Only 14 consumer electronics. What are consumer electronics? Are mobile phones. See, mobile phone is not household waste. Household appliances. Mobile phones comes under consumer electronics. It might be gadgets, gaming items, toys, electronic toys are there. These are all called consumer electronics, and other things are 10%, which are other sources. Now, consumer electronics are TV, computers and laptops, appliances such as refrigerators and air conditioners. They generally have longer lifespan. If you buy a washing machine, it might work for 10 to 12 number of years. So there is a longer lifespan. The waste will also be lesser due to that. Next thing is office equipment such as printer, copiers, and other items such as cables and chargers are also electronic waste. Now, what are the compositions? So far I have discussed regarding which industry manufactures. Like that I have given the composition. Now if you collect even further, appliances have similar waste, IT sectors also have similar waste. Let me discuss in terms of items which are being used for manufacturing. Majorly are metals. Sir, e-waste in the sense whatever might be its sector. It might be IT, household, then consumer, other items. Whatever it might be, 60% of the waste are copper, aluminium, iron, gold, silver, etc., which can be recovered from e-waste. How much percentage? Nearly 60% of the waste. What are the metals you get from wires? Copper, no? 100% it is recyclable. You can, if you get the old wires, you can regenerate into new wires. Copper is a costly item. Sir, in which e-waste you have gold? PCBs. Circuit boards are there, no? In circuit boards they are used. That is why they get exchanged for that circuit boards. If you get that, you can melt it. Metallurgy is there. There is a different concept of metallurgy. Even metallurgical engineers are there. When you heat some element, you can get different materials in different heating temperature. Plastics will be heated, you can melt it, you can separately take it. If you want gold, you have to heat into particular degree. If you are constantly keeping a degree in e-waste, you can separate each and every components separately. There is a concept in metallurgical industry. What is the hardest thing in e-waste is splitting all the waste items. What they do is, before collecting all the items, they use shredders. Have you heard this name, shredder? Shredders are like mixie. What does shredder do is, it will cut into pieces, and how they separate is, they use magnets. All the equipments, even it might be plastics, metals, copper, anything, it will be cutted into small pieces. By that small piece, they will keep the magnet there. Whatever is being attracted, all the ferrous metals will be separated and it will be collected. Certain separation techniques are there. Plastics are there, which are called PVC, ABS, etc. How much percentage of plastics are there? 15 to 20 percentage which are used in TV. Most of the items are glass and plastic wares only. In TV you don't have much costly items, you only have glass items maximum, and glass cathode ray tubes. Picture tubes are there, no? Cathode ray tubes are mostly available in TVs, monitors, etc., which is 10 percentage, and other materials are ceramic, rubber, woods are 5 percentage. So when you take the e-waste, can you recycle the e-waste? Maximum you can recycle, no? Metals are recyclable. Yes. Does glass are recyclable? Yes. So how much percentage? 100 percentage you can recycle. 60 plus 10 is 70 percentage of e-waste can be recyclable. Some plastics are recyclable, most plastics are non-recyclable. Then remaining is 5 percentage. Mostly 15 to 20 percentage are non-recyclable. But in global scenario, e-waste are being dumped and not used for any other purpose. This, as an engineer, you have to be aware that if we properly collect the e-waste, it could be recycled. Now, we will be giving a appliance wise idea. You take a TV, what is the maximum percentage of waste are there? 50 percentage of TV items are lead glass. Glass is the major item. Can you recycle glass? Yes, glass can be recycled. Now, next major things are 22 percentage are other plastics, and you have PCBs, printed circuit board. In circuit board you have silver, gold, etc. Wherever you find circuit boards, you have some valuable material. If once TV is broken, it will be taken for less cost. Why? Because mostly what materials are there? 50 percentage of glass. Costliest item in a TV is a glass. If once a glass is broken, 15 to 18,000 rupees they will ask for new glass. Typical mobile. When we are throwing the mobile phone, what is the major item we collect it from mobile? You see, mostly are plastics. Apart from plastic, what items you have? Ceramics, copper are the other valuable items you can get. That is why if you put your mobile for exchange, you will get only 2,000, 3,000 rupees. When you buy, what is the cost of mobile? 15 to 20,000 rupees they will ask. But if you exchange, how much they will ask? 2, 3,000, etc. like that. Unless if you have iPhones, you don't have a recycling amount. Why? Most of the items are what? Plastics. 50 percentage ceramics. You don't have metal items in order to exchange. Now, next thing is refrigerator. Refrigerator have high amount of lifespan. What are the items does refrigerator consist of? 60 percentage is steel. Have you seen any refrigerator thrown in street or simply like that? Nowhere they will throw. Why? Because 60 percentage of item is steel. Next higher amount of material is 13. 13 is what? Plastics. 10 percentage is what? Foam. More than 60 percentage you can recycle. Next thing, washing machines. 37 percentage is steel, where you can reuse. 28 percentage is others. 24 percentage is plastic. 9 percentage is aluminium. So how much percentage you can recover? Aluminium you can recover. Steel you can recover. Copper you can recover. So 11 percentage plus 37, 49 percentage, nearly 50 percentage you can recover from your washing machine. So after its lifetime, what you have to do is you have to separately collect and earn money. So this is a statistics which I have taken from journals. See, this journal states that how much of materials you can recover from the e-waste. Now, what is the major thing is iron and steel. It varies from the content. From mobile phone, appliances, etc. It varies. 8 to 50 percentage you can get it. Next thing, highest amount is copper. Is a metal. Plastics can be 20 to 23 percentage. And next highlightable thing is glass and ceramics is 33 percentage. So these much of items you can get it from the e-waste. Now, let us take an Indian scenario. Which state generates most of the e-waste in India? This is being taken from Sustainable Development Statistics. Yearly, every state has to give its report to the central government. This has been taken from Niti Aayog. In 2022, how much of e-waste is generated? Most e-waste is generated from Delhi, Tamil Nadu. Now, you take the statistics from the year. From 2017-18, 9.7% is only recycled. What is red color is total e-waste is being thrown. What is green color is how much e-waste they have recycled. How much percentage of recycle happened in 2017-18? 9.7. 90% of the waste still it is in dumped condition. In 2018-19, 7,71,000 ton of waste is generated. Now you take how much percentage they recycle? 21%. In the year 1920, 22%. Year by year, we are not 100% recycling the e-waste. 80% is dumped for no use. That is why e-waste is a threatening issue. Another statistics is annual e-waste generation in India is 3.2 million metric tons of waste we generate. Out of it, how much we are using? In an average, 20% we are recycling. Rest of them are not being done. Corporate sector contributes more than how much waste? 70%. When you compare households, corporate sectors are mostly generating e-waste. This is a global scenario. How much of e-waste generated in global scenario is 60 million tons. How much India generates? 3.2 million metric tons. Globally, how much tons? 60 million tons of e-waste. Out of that, which is the highest e-waste generating country? China. Next thing is US. India is rank 3. This is the lifespan. Shortest lifespan of e-waste is mobile phones, around 2 to 3 years. Longest lifespan is refrigerator, around 10 to 12 years you can have it. Apart from that, televisions 8 to 10 years, desktop for 5 to 6 years, laptops for 3 to 5 years. Now, this is the total global waste generation of year by year. In 2025, 65.3 million metric tons of waste is generated. Now, there is a cumulative waste, no? Year by year we are generating, but it is not being reused. If you cumulatively add all the year, how many metric tons of waste globally is there? 347.18 million metric tons is not being recycled till the date. So year by year we have a lapse of recycling. If you combine everything, this is the amount of waste which is being generated, and out of 53.6 metric tons, what is the statistics for each and every equipment? So this has been given here. What is the least is small and IT telecommunication equipment have 4.7 million metric ton. MT means what? Million metric ton of waste. This is continent wise. Which continents generate more number of e-waste per capita? Per capita means per person, how much of e-waste is generated in the continent? How much of e-waste generated in European continents? 17.6. Per person, 17.6 kg of waste is generated in Europe. If you see India or Asia, how much kg of waste? 6.4 kg of waste per year per person is generated in Asia. When you compare per person, even though China is generating more, but the population is high, isn't it? The population is very less in Europe, their utilization is more. You see the scenario here, they generate 17.6, but how much they recycle? 7.53, around 42% they recycle. But in Asia, 6.4, how much they recycle? 0.76. The recycling ability is missing here. That is the pathetic thing here. But what is Oceania? Islands. Islands are there now. What are the island countries? Australia. Then in North America and in South America, you have number of island countries are there. Those are called Oceania. So those countries develop 16.1 and 6.6 is only recycle. Now what is the benefit of African countries? They don't generate any e-waste, they don't recycle. Can you see the difference? If you are using more electronic items, you are well developed. That is the difference. Now, which country recycles more? You see, Estonia, Norway and Ireland, how much of e-waste they produce? 76% they recycle. These are the top leading countries. They are the example of e-waste recycling. More than 70% they recycle. Which of the following forms the largest component of e-waste by weight? Plastic, glass, metal, rubber. Metals, how much percentage of metals are there? 60% of metals in e-waste. Do you understand? How much percentage of plastic? 15 to 20%, and glass items are rest of the things. So metals are 60% of the waste. Next thing, which region has highest per capita generation of e-waste? European country? Yes. Which region generates the largest quantity of e-waste globally? Largest quantity. Per capita is different. Per capita means I have told small population they consume more e-waste. That is called per capita. Who generate more e-waste in volume? Which region has more e-waste? 29 is Asia. But what was the previous question? Per capita e-waste. Per capita e-waste is highest at which place? Europe. Do you find the difference? Population is less, the consumption is more. Where here the wastes are very large. When you compare with population, it is very less. Answer is Asia. Which country was the first to introduce national wide e-waste recycling system? This I have not discussed with you. Switzerland is a country which I have not discussed with you. First law in their country for introducing national e-waste recycling system in 1998. This is the first country to do that. Which of the following devices contributes the least to the global waste generation? Least of waste generation. Answer is small item as the least of the things. Next thing, which component of e-waste contains precious metals like gold, silver and palladium? PCB, printed circuit boards. Now, what is the annual e-waste generation in India approximately according to CPCB? 3.2 million metric tons. Next thing, which of the electronic products has shortest lifespan, thus contributing to highest e-waste generation? Mobile phones. Which country generates highest amount of e-waste globally? China.